Hey guys, Jaws of Shark Reviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition Deluxe class, War for Cybertron slash Fall of Cybertron, Cliffjumper. So here he is in his alt mode, and the reason why I said War for Cybertron slash Fall of Cybertron is because while the packaging says he's from War for Cybertron, Cliffjumper didn't actually appear until Fall of Cybertron, although he did appear in the Nintendo DS version of War for Cybertron, but it was he had like a different designer. And I think it's kind of similar to the design we got in the original Cliffjumper toy from the Cybertron games. It's kind of something like that almost, but yeah. So technically, this is Fall of Cybertron Cliffjumper, but for whatever reason, it's War for Cybertron. But anyways, before we take a look at Cliff himself, let's take a look at the packaging. And as you can see, he's about to punch you. Don't mess with Cliffjumper. And yeah, so you got Transformers War for Cybertron, wrong game. Tagara Tomy, Transformers, he is Gamer Edition number 05. And on the side here, you get just him looking at you. Deluxe class. Here's the top. On the side, you got him doing that same pose. You just get the most of it, at least. On the back here, you got video game inspired. The name of the backdrop is called Protect Omega Supreme. There's kind of like a little sneak peek of what that looks like. And there is the renders of him. And there's his little bio that you can read right here if you choose to do so. And there's all this right down here. On the bottom, just all of this. And that's it for the packaging. So let's get right back to Cliffjumper. So as you can already tell, he is a full-on redeco, slight retool, well, mainly just for the head. The head's a new mold, but everything else is mold-wise is the exact same as Bumblebee, just with new deco to make Cliffjumper, obviously. But yeah, but when Bumblebee was announced back earlier this year as part of, the first wave of the Gamer Edition figures, I'm like, all right, we got Bumblebee, now let's get Cliffjumper. I mean, I knew they would do it, but I was still hoping that they wouldn't. Luckily, Hasbro delivered, and we got a very nice Cliffjumper right here, because unlike Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, again, like I said before, didn't have a really accurate looking figure, because that one was just like he had the wrong head and he had the yellow like little stripes throughout instead of red. So I'm glad he finally got justice, and we got this guy right here. So without further ado, let's get a close look at Cliffjumper. Really love what they did. Again, it's mostly still the same details from Bumblebee, like in terms of like the striping, but yeah, it looks really good. I love how that Albat logo kind of sticks out. Even though both things are red, this one's like a slightly lighter red. That pops really nicely. So yeah, there's this side. Unfortunately, unlike Bumblebee, they didn't paint in the tail lights. So that's a bit of a shame. On the bottom, Visible Head Syndrome, there you go. And you can see his hands too. But besides that, it's still a pretty clean looking, bottom here. And of course you got wheels here. It's the same as Bumblebee's. There's now the hubcaps are painted red. And yeah, really nice. Love how compact it is. It's got the right shape and everything. So yeah. Anyways, for accessories, they are exactly the same as Bumblebee's. I've not seen one difference. Well, I mean, they're all the same mold, but I was like, well, maybe it's like different color. No, they're not any different. They're exactly the same. So here's the cannon. We've already seen this before. You can attach it right up here. You can put it back here or here. And if you so desire, you can just put it right down here. Although it doesn't work for this weapon. It will for the other two. But because of how thick this one is, it's not going to work. So yeah, you just put that right up here. That's what I like to do best. So he's got a big cannon right on the top. And then you could store his sword right here. This is the configuration I like to have it. And then here's his other cannon, and you can put that right here where that slot is. And once we got that in there, did we go in the right way? There we go. Yeah, there's that. you know, a little ridiculous, although I think this is cool, like having that big cannon on the top, but the rest of it's kind of dumb. I mean, at least this fits in easily. And you could put the sword in here and then this back here, but, or both at the same time right back here, but this is how I like it best. Seems a little bit cleaner this way. So yeah, there's that. I'll just remove all of this. So, yeah, now anyways, now for the alt mode size comparisons. Areas with Optimus Prime, and yeah, they do scale pretty good here. Areas with Megatron. Areas with Bumblebee. As you can see, yeah, it's basically everything's identical. It's just, you know, in the parts where it was yellow on here, it's red here, and they seem to, I think the little red things are brightened up a little bit, just because, you know, Cliffjumper already is red. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, it doesn't appear that they've painted in the taillights, which they did on Bumblebee. So it would have been nice if they did that, too, but, because it's like, you know, oh, like, people will say, oh, yeah, well, it's fine, because I mean, he's all red. Well, look what they did here for the Oddbot logo and everything else. They could have just applied that to the taillights, but whatever. So, yeah. So, yeah, I got, that means I got 4 of the 5, War for Cybertron Studio Series figures out right now. I still need to find Barricade. I think he's on Amazon, so I might get him there. But, you know, we'll see. So, yeah, and last but not least here is the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Cliffjumper, which I believe is, besides the buzzworthy Studio Series A6, Cliffjumper is the only other Studio Series Cliffjumper we got. And yeah, you could definitely see the inspiration this one took from this one. Kind of like the angular parts in certain areas, and, you know, kind of that nice slope. So yeah, yeah, now anyways, that is it for the alt mode size comparisons, so we shall get right down to his transformation, which is exactly the same as Bumblebee, as expected. But we'll still showcase it off here. So yeah, so first you just want to pop up this section right here, and then move out the legs, and straighten them out right here. Actually, no, before you straighten them out, keep the knees bent, so that way you can move the foot around here. And oh, also, first you want to move up the toe, and then there's that. And then just move this piece around. And then after that, the stupid dog won't start barking. It's not my dog, by the way, but yeah, you just want to move this around, and just flip out that toe, and put that piece. Well, that dog shut up. But anyway, so yeah, there's that, and straighten out the legs there, and there you go. So now we got the legs done. Now we shall get on to the arms. So firstly, you just want to bring them down. Oh yeah, I really like that little kind of orangish detail they got here. That's kind of like, I think, what they did. They kind of did more of a kind of soft orange in a way. You know, in order to differentiate things from, you know, the main red. So yeah, and next you just want to bring out the shoulders, and at the same time just kind of move this piece inwards, and do the same thing here. There you go. And now next you just want to flip down the shoulder pieces, and then after that bring up this thing right here, and then rotate down the hands, and do the same thing right here. And now we got the arms done. Hooray! Yeah. Now anyways, next thing, oh yeah, first you want to bring this all forward here, and then rotate the waist there. Yeah, and then next, you just want to bring back this area right here. There we go. I just want to make sure it didn't break. You just want, well, you want to move those pieces out so you can flip this in, and there you go. And then, then squeeze these back together, move that down, and now click into place. It's not. There we go. And then finally, you just want to bring up the back piece right here, all the way there. It doesn't have it, it'll just sit in there, but it'll stay in pretty nice and secure. So yeah, after that is all done, Here you have Cliffjumper in his robot mode. And yeah, I gotta say, it looks really, really nice. I'm glad that he finally has an accurate mainline figure. Because, you know, again, that original one just didn't do him justice. But yeah, finally, we got one that is worthy of being accurate, so hooray. But anyways, let's take a look at the head sculpt. The only totally new thing we have here besides this deco. And yeah, I actually really like it. And you can definitely see that, you know, they definitely designed his head after the Prime one, because, well, Fall of Cybertron came out in 2012, and Prime premiered in 2010. So they, for, I guess, continuity reasons, they gave him the same head, which makes sense. I really do dig it. It's like almost pretty much a modern take on the classic G1 Cliffjumper, but now he's got silver horns. Yeah, and of course, a lot of stuff we're familiar with, because, well, not only did we see him in the alt mode, but we've also seen all this detail from Bumblebee. So yeah, I love his aesthetic. Like this is a presence you wouldn't want to mess with. I mean, despite his height, he's you know, he's got a figure right here, definitely. Unfortunately, this is all gray here, so you can see you know, where that hinge is easier. Would have been nice if they had that like a red plastic. I don't know. On the side here, it's got that. And the back, not really much of a backpack besides this, but you know, he had that in the game, so it's all good. So yeah, and it's still clean looking. So yeah, so there's all the details, really nice looking. So yeah, now anyways, for the articulation, his head is on a ball joint. It's kind of a little loose, like if you move it back here, and mainly over here. Like, it's fine, nice and tight here, but then when we move it here, it's a little bit loose. It's kind of like the issue I have on my my Earthrise Optimus Prime. So yeah, but hopefully it doesn't get too out of control or anything. The head, unfortunately, can only move up and down that much. And then the shoulders do move outwards that far, and they do have a full 180 rotation. He does have a bicep swivel, a bend at the elbow, and you can also move it back that far. I'm not sure who would do that, but yeah. He does have for his wrist an in and out movement. He does have a waist swivel. Legs can kick up this far, back that far, and then out that far. He does have a thigh swivel. The knees do bend about this much, although if you want to undo this all, you can move out more. He does have an ankle pivot, but yeah, they didn't fix the thing from Bumblebee. It's still like this, which, I mean, in a way I can understand why, considering how he transforms, but still, the only ankle pivot is just this, and the toes can move up and down. So yeah, that's it for articulation. Yeah, pretty good, but like I said before, the only problem is the whole ankle movement. You know, they could have done so much better with that. But, you know, we all expected they probably wouldn't change this from Bumblebee. But, you know, sacrifices do have to be made. But yeah, really cool. So anyways, now for the accessories. Well, it comes with the sword. I don't believe he used it. I know Bumblebee did. I'm not sure. Cliffjumper, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he did. So yeah, there's that. You can hold that there. And for his other two accessories, you just want to remove his right forearm. It's only on this one. It's just like the other figures that we've got in Gamer Edition. Just that arm, which makes sense because in the game, you're in this perspective and, you know, you're firing your guns like this. So yeah. But anyways, so you can just put this in right here. And there's that. Like I said in my Bumblebee review, I prefer having this as like the can I have for him in arm mode, but you could, you know, still use the other one right here. And there's that. It kind of looks like almost like a cyborg arm almost in a way. That's probably why I'm not as thrilled on it, but you know, it's still cool. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, nice fun accessories. I'm really glad that, you know, it can have like interchangeability too with a lot of these. You can mix and match a little bit. You know, adds to play value. I do quite dig, you know, the whole form removal thing. So yeah, now anyways, for the robot mode size comparisons, here he is with Optimus Prime. Here he is with Bumblebee. There's that. Here he is with Megatron. And last but not least, here he is with the Bumblebee movie Cliffjumper. And these two Cliffjumpers come from continuities where they died. Yep. Oh man, poor Cliffjumper. He's becoming the new Optimus Prime, sadly. But yeah, there you guys have those comparisons right there. And of course, we shall take a look at his backdrop. So yeah, there it is. Not a whole lot going on. Yeah, 05 Studio Series, Transformers War for Cybertron Gamer Edition, and all that's good stuff right there. So yeah, just put Cliffjumper right there, and there he is. He sticks out like a sore thumb. Everything's all dark, barely any color. Then here he is with this bright red and stuff. So yeah, there you guys have that. That's if you like these backdrops, then that's what it should look like on your shelf. So yeah, there you guys have that. And there you guys have my review for the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition, Deluxe Class, War for Cybertron / Fall of Cybertron, Cliffjumper. And yeah, I gotta say, just like with Bumblebee, they did a really nice job on this guy, and especially for Cliffjumper, like he definitely deserved have a new figure for his, Cybertron games counterpart for probably since like about 2010, because the most noble thing is that figure did not have the right head sculpt. I mean, I know that was before Fall of Cybertron, and but still, it's good to actually have a proper one that actually looks how he did in the games. And yeah, I think again they did a really nice job. There's still complaints that are brought over from Bumblebee, such as mainly the ankles. I wish that they could find a way to do those a bit better. Other complaints, well, I wish that the tail lights in the alt mode were painted too, like in that kind of orangish, reddish kind of paint. And maybe kind of change up the accessories, like at least the colors a little bit, because they're almost identical to Bumblebee, or they pretty much are identical to Bumblebee. So, yeah, would be nice that way we just don't have duplicates of what you already got before. But yeah, but overall, really, really nice figure. Definitely highly recommend if you're a Cliffjumper fan or a fan of the Cybertron games or whatever, or just in general, he's a really good figure. Highly recommend. So yeah, but anyways, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more, and comment down below what you guys think of this figure. So anyways, guys, as always, to all, R1.